6 clear, push. Okay, Oliver, we've got 2 laps to get the job done, mate.
Hello everyone, BaTi Rei here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another video. Today I have a 20-minute race for you, an awesome race at Brands Hatch on iRacing in Group 3 cars. So I'm going to be in the Lamborghini for this one. It looks to be the favourite car, but don't count out the Porsche or any other MR cars, they seem to be strong here. So let's get qualifying underway then. We've got 2 laps, or technically 8 minutes I suppose, to get a qualifying lap under our belt. Let's see what we can do in this race. Okay then folks, let's see what kind of time we can do in qualifying. Let's go through Clark Curve, setting ourselves up for our first flying lap. We want to look for a low 1 minute 23 if possible. Our personal best is a 122.6. But as we go through the corner here, Paddock Hill Bend, I just missed the apex, going there a little bit too hot. Tyres not quite there, I don't think they're not quite up to temperature yet, and I do miss the apex. Going through Druids then, difficult corner to get right, especially on this game. The MR cars do feel absolutely amazing around here, really light, but it's really difficult to hit the, not hit the apex as such, but to feel nice and smooth and flowing. You can't quite get that rhythm going. I couldn't find anyways in this first lap. But so far so good, it's actually not too bad. We could, if we end up this rate, maybe go for a high 23. There's a few braking points and apexes I've missed so far. But braking at the shadow then as we go into this corner here. I believe it's Hawthorns, isn't it? Absolutely awesome corner. And then braking just before the 50-metre board, getting all 4 wheels over the white line there, and that is a off track. So unfortunately, this lap will not count. But we'll finish the lap anyways, and it's all to do then on the last lap to see if we can get that low 23, as the tyres will slowly start coming in now. So we'll keep an eye on that leaderboard on the top left hand corner and we'll see what we can do. Okay, through Clark Curve once more, all about the exit speed here. So we cross the line, going at the highest possible speed we can to start the lap, the only lap we're going to get here, and put lots of pressure on ourselves to see if we can actually nail it this time. Okay, going through the first corner once more, we're going to hit the apex this time much better, much quicker. You can see on the Delta already on the dashboard of the car, amazingly not that much different, and I really thought it would be much better, but only half a tenth up right now, which is a real surprise to me. But yeah, maybe I didn't nail that corner as much as I thought. We go through Graham Hill Bend again, absolutely awesome corner, and then looking for the 50-metre board on the right hand side. You can see I slammed on the brakes a little bit too hard there, unstabilised the rear of the car. It wanted to give way, but we just ease off the brake and stabilise the car once more, and we are good to go as we go through Pilgrim's Drop and get ourselves ready for this absolutely awesome corner. Hawthorns Bend. Don't feel like that was as quick, but for some reason I'm 4 tenths up now, so I don't know. And now we're half a second up, and we don't actually cut the corner there. You can really take the nick on the exit. There's so much runoff area there. It's absolutely insane. Same here as well. As you go through that corner, yeah, you can just take so much curb. Braking at 50-metre board, then flicking that car over to the left-hand side, getting those 2 wheels on the curb, and you can see we are almost 9 tenths up on our previous lap, which is absolutely mega. Again, braking at the 50-metre board. I didn't really turn the car in as quick as I'd want to there. Gained about half a tenth, so it's not too bad. But we're going to go all the way to the right-hand side, find the finishing line as quick as we can. We're going to cross the line here, and we do a 23 flat. And that puts us on pole by half a second. Half a second. I could not believe it. Look at the times there. A 23 flat. That is absolutely mega. Okay then folks, let's get this race underway. Just stuck behind the pace car for now. Just waiting for those green lights. The safety car is going to come in now. Now it's up to me to decide when I want to get this race underway. Just moving left to right, just trying to make sure that I'm unpredictable as such, and then as soon as the green lights hit, I slam my foot on the loud pedal and I am away. An absolutely awesome start, half second clear by the time we get to the first corner. That's absolutely awesome to see, and I almost bin it. The tyres were so cold, I went in there too quickly, and the rear there was so badly wanted to give up, and I just had to let go pretty much of everything and just pray to the iRacing gods that the car was just going to stick, because as soon as that rear the Lambo goes, it is game over. But the people behind me are having similar issues, and we are now 8 tenths ahead of P2. So it looks like we've got a Lamborghini directly behind us, and then we've got 2 Porsches, a Mercedes, a Porsche Mercedes, a further 2 Porsches, and then another Mercedes covers the top 10. But this first lap then, it's really important that you just get a real good feel for the car. You've got a full tank of fuel. Well, I say full, I think it's about 45 litres. I don't actually think it's that full. But yeah, it's just limited to exactly what you can do. But we go through this corner here then. Not too shabby. Looking for the 50-metre board. And we go too far to the right. The rear of the tyre touches the grass. And we are losing control. And we are... Oh, that's a disaster. That's an absolute disaster. And we're just trying to get ourselves desperately out of the gravel and the grass there. And we have dropped down to God knows what position there. That's absolutely awful start. I've literally just said... The last thing we want is, well, the last thing we want is to spin out, but to do it like that when we had a lead, there was no pressure, we had like over a second gap, and now it's going to be all about the recovery drive, and we have, unfortunately, by the looks of it, dropped ourselves all the way down to P11. We're going to go straight on the attack here as we go under the Car Lube sponsor, and we're going to use some of that lubrication and squeeze past the Ferrari there and get ourselves back into a top 10, but boys, if we got a job on our hands now, we're going to have to try and fight back past every single one of these, and we've only got 20 minutes, well, only 18 minutes now to see if we can get that P1 back. But I feel like we have the pace. You know, we were quick in qualifying. We definitely had a pace advantage on this field here, so we are looking good, and we are all over the back of this Lamborghini in front of us. So this is for P9, I believe. So really difficult track, unfortunately for us in this situation, to overtake, as they're getting off track straight away. They've got 3 instant points already, 17, and you do get a penalty, but I'm pretty confident I'm not going to get myself up to the point of having 17 instant points. If you're new to iRacing, instant points, basically how it works, if you get up to the maximum, which is 17 on this one, you will get a drive-through penalty. You get one warning for an off-track, 2 if you lose control, and then 4 for heavy contact. So we've got 3 already. We want to make sure that we go through the rest of this race without any more if we can avoid it. So that's 2 laps under our belt. On the start of lap 3, you can see the Lamborghini that had to slam on the brakes to make sure I didn't go straight into the back of him there, and that would have been a disaster as well. Really not what we want to start this race. And you can see he's lost the rear of it again, I believe, and he's decided to give that position up. So I think he lost the rear going for a paddock hill bend. Absolutely, probably had, well, I imagine his boxes changed colour after that, especially through that second corner as well, through Druid. So I imagine, yeah, well, I imagine he's going to want to put that washing machine on straight away, because that would not be pretty down there. But anyways, I'm talking rubbish once more, but we'll move ahead. But I believe now that should put us up another position. So that should be P9 once it updates. So we've got a Porsche now in front of us with a lovely straight wang. No bent wangs that I can see as of yet. I go wide, and he goes wider there. The chap in the Porsche, Dan, 0.5 seconds up ahead, and then we've got another Porsche in front of him. So let's see if we can dispatch these guys as quick as we can and get a bundle load of understeer. Unfortunately, went into that corner far too quickly, and yeah, you could just see couldn't control the car, and that was that. And yeah, lost a shed load of time, lost about 3 or 4 tenths on the Porsche up ahead. So we were about half second, and now it is 1.1 seconds. So we've got lots of work to do here then if we're going to want to get that position back. I don't know if P1 is possible. Oh dear, the Porsche's gone. Oh, Dan's gone. Oh dear, Dan. That's a big F for him there. Just losing it through paddock hill bend. So easy to do in these MR cars as I mess up Druids once more. Really not switched on in this race yet. We really need to pick it up a gear if we're going to try and get any sort of decent result from this. It's not been a good start in any shape or form. It's not been great, but yeah, let's just go heads down and concentrate and see what this Lamborghini can do. We're a 10th up on this lap now, so I reckon if we want anything from this race, to be honest, we're going to have to make sure that we constantly lap in the mid to low 23s. It's going to be difficult because qualify. Oh, we got another person off. We got a Porsche there. It looks like Alexander there in the Porsche has gone off, so that is going to be another position for us, and that is unfortunate for him. He was in P6, I believe, so that's going to get us another position, and I believe that's going to put us in P8 now. So we did drop down to P10 or 11, I believe, as we go for that corner. Much better. Oh, another Porsche's gone. Goodness me, the Porsche's here just dying left, right, and centre, dropping off. They seem to be a real handful here. If you touch that grass, it is game over. But I can't really talk because I spanned on that corner as well, but not as badly as him. I didn't hit the wall, thankfully, and we managed to keep this car in one piece. So we're up to P6 already, and we did a 1:23.3. So that's a pretty tasty lap, and I believe at the time, if I'm looking at the times on the top left-hand corner correctly, that is the fastest lap of the race so far. So that's exactly what we're going to need to do. Just 3 tenths off our qualifying time. That's the kind of pace we're going to need if we're going to be anyway. You can see we're almost 3 tenths up on this qualifying time on our fastest lap from the previous lap. So we are looking really, really good here. Absolutely nail that corner there, Surtees. What an absolutely awesome corner. It's absolutely brilliant. There are so many good corners at Brands Hatch. I absolutely love this circuit. It's just a shame that it's so deadly if you touch a bit of grass in this game. It just, honestly, the rear will just go, and it's a big F, and it's a game over. I just touched the grass. The second to last corner wasn't on lap 1, and my car just gave up completely. As I haven't given up completely on getting 17 incident points. I'm on 4 now, so I need to watch out for that. Lots of smoke, having to slam on the brakes there. So is the Mercedes in front of me, and he just about manages to avoid the Lamborghini there, our fellow Lamborghini driver, as he goes through that corner there, through Clark Curve, really committed to that. And the Mercedes, good on him. He was looking in the mirror as he needed to, as I forget which button I need to press to actually look to the left-hand side, because I only have a single monitor. Unfortunately, as we go past through Paddock Hill Bend, nice little move up the inside, and we do get that position. Feel a bit unfortunate, or feel a bit, you know, the Mercedes was a little bit unlucky there. Unfortunately, he did lose time. He got caught up in that Lamborghini, had to slam on the brakes, and then that Lamborghini, to be fair to him, through Clark Curve, really committed to that. And the Mercedes really had to drop off to make sure there was no contact, and he really was the losing party in that, because he's lost a position to me. And yeah, I have actually managed to get a position off him, unfortunately for him. And we are now up to P6 or P5, I believe. So yeah, we just have to wait. Leaderboards update. I don't know how long it takes for them to update. The relative in the bottom right-hand corner, I believe you have to complete a lap, but I'm not quite sure how quickly the relative in the top left-hand corner does it. It should be instant, but it's not instant for me, unfortunately, so I do apologise for that. It will update, it just takes its sweet time. Okay, going through Sterling's then, and you can see really on the back of this Lamborghini now, he did a what was his last lap? I think it was very slow. I'm sure it would tell us once it actually updates, but he's not looking particularly quick. If his name's Manu, then his last lap was a 1:29, which is that's not good. That's really not good for the chap here, as we're going to cross the line here. So we are up to now to P5. So there we go. So it looks like it's updating all across the line. Okay, that's that clears that. That clears that. Anyways, going to the car lube sign once more, really close. Going into the back of going into Druids there, really close to the bright and colourful Lamborghini there. Some bright choice of colours on livery. Get a really nice exit through Graham Hill Bend. This chap in front of me has decided to go defensive. Manu there, he's gone defensive. He's gone a little bit deep there. Can't get the exit he wants. So we're going to now get the draft, and we're going to go side by side. But is it really somewhere I want to be? We really are going to be. We're going to be side by side here. Going through Pilgrim's Drop and going through Hawthorne's Corner here. And we're actually going to go side by side. And amazingly, we actually get a move done around the outside. I never thought in a million years I'd get a move done around the outside there. Big shout out to Manu there. The fact he gave me enough respect so we could go side by side. Absolutely awesome racing. And that has now put us up to P5. And now we really do have to get our heads down, because if we do concentrate here, it puts us to P4 actually, because when we cross the line, it will be P4. Gosh, so I'll wait for us to cross the line here. But that should put us into P4. And up the road, just 2.8 seconds up the road, is P3. So maybe, just maybe, magnificently, we could get ourselves a podium. Let's see if it updates. Yes, P4, there you go. So it's going to update on the leaderboard in the top left-hand corner. There you go, absolutely mega. The chap in front of us is a 23.8. So yeah, I think if we can lap to mid-23s, low 23s, we can catch this chap in a couple of laps. Let's see if we can do it. Okay then folks, 3 laps later on lap 10, we've actually managed to catch up with P3. Marvin in the Porsche. I actually really like the livery that he has on that Porsche. Absolutely love the sound of it as well. But yeah, we're going to have to see if we get past him here. It's going to be really difficult, I think. Brands Hatch, very difficult track to overtake. It's not proven too difficult so far in this video though, but there has been a few mistakes from people and has made it a little bit easier for me. And yeah, we get a really nice exit through Clark Curve, getting the draft here. We may potentially go side by side with me, but he's let go of the throttle, and I'm really surprised by this. And he's let me go. Marvin's let me go there, so not quite sure what his thought process was. There's still over 5 minutes of this race to go, so I assume he just wants to maybe potentially get his license rating up, you know, just his safety rating. Maybe it's taken a bit of a plummet, and yeah, maybe it's 2.1. He wants to get that above 3, maybe. He is an A license, so not quite sure what his thought process there, but we'll certainly take the position. So that's now P3. The gap to P2 is 4 seconds, and we've got 5 minutes of this race to go. So we'll probably get 3 laps, maybe 4, depending on the white flag. Let's see if we can get this P2. Here we go then, last lap of this race. The gap is currently 1.2 seconds. Can we get that P2 position back? Here we go. Going through Paddock Hill Bend then. Keeping it in 3rd gear all the way up to 4th. Good first corner. We are even on our relative. Going into Druids. You can see the chap ahead just outbraking himself. And manages to get a decent exit. I'm a 10th down on relative now. Not too good through Druids. Graham Hill Bend then. Nailing the apex. Going wide there. And unfortunately, I do lose a little bit of time. Again, it looks like these tyres are starting to give up on me. Hitting the brakes as hard as I could. Just not clipping the apex as well as I'd like to through Surtees. But we do have a good run on the chap in front of us. So now the gap is 7 tenths. We've managed to gain half a second so far in this lap. Going through this fast right-hander then. Dropping down into 4th gear. Doing 160 kilometres, 170 kilometres. And then braking for this fast right-hander using the shadow of one of the trees there. Taking as much of the curb on the right hand side, not running as wide as I usually do, and the rear end just steps out of me there, and that does cost me a 10th or so, which is exactly what we didn't need. Making sure we don't hit the grass on the right hand side this time as we go through Strillings, I believe the corner's called there, and unfortunately that is just not going to be enough. So we're 4 tenths away now, and we just go through Clark Curve for the last time, and unfortunately, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, it's not going to quite be enough, and we're going to cross the line here, and we're going to get ourselves a podium. A really good recovery in the end. Unfortunate not to quite get that P2, but I will certainly take it. So we managed to put it on pole, spin it, bin it, and then almost win it. But yeah, we were just a couple laps short there. And yeah, we'll take a P3, almost a P2. But really enjoyed that race, really did. Let's have a look back at the incidents then on lap 1, and let's have a look at our driver rating change as well. So in the end, a good result for us. We managed to gain a massive 73 I rating change, so our I rating is now 2,133, and our safety rating didn't actually go down, which is absolutely awesome to see, and it seemed to be this was actually the only split, so you could technically say this was top split, if you're pulling at strings there. You could also probably say it's bottom split as well, however you want to word it, but yeah, we'll take that. That's a good result in the end, and let's have a look at some of the incidents on lap 1, shall we? Alright then, let's have a look what happened on this first lap then. You see there's a bit of contact behind already, and there's actually a Ferrari that's gone off before the race has even begun. He's hit the wall there, that's quite a big crunch, and that is just going to hamper him throughout the rest of the race. So what's happened through here then, you see there's Mercedes sideways, right in the middle of the track, got not hit once, but twice, going through that corner there through Surtees, and he's having to reverse. That is a disaster of the first lap. We've got Mercedes here then as he just goes through here, he just loses the rear end, and the front of that car is going to be in the middle of the track. Gets a little bit of a hit there from the Porsche, nothing too bad, but it looks like he's actually lost the bonnet of his car, and everyone can see his engine. He's just sat there in the middle of the track. That is absolutely terrible start to the race for this guy here. He is going to be out of it. And oh my god, there's a number set. Oh wow, okay. So he has just come back on the track there, and I just don't think he's expecting anyone to be coming back across. He didn't think anyone was probably any further behind him there. And this Mercedes has just come out of nowhere. It's our poor chap from when he crashed at Surtees and got yeeted by another car. He's just, yeah, that guy's come on. He's just had to go off the track to avoid him. And he just taps the wall there. He does really well to actually collect it and avoid any further damage. But yeah, these two chaps here, oh dear, a bit like Mercedes last weekend and a bit like Mercedes probably this weekend, we shall see. But yeah, really hope you enjoyed that video, folks. If you did, please do consider hitting the like button, subscribe as well. If you want to see more of these, please let me know in the comments what you thought of this video as well. And maybe in the future we'll do a few more of these iRacing videos. But take care, have a lovely weekend, and I'll catch you for the next one. Take care. Ta-da.